Details from Stryker's Island are still sketchy. Insurgent forces attacked there nearly 90 minutes ago.
What? Andre's there now? Let's go live to Andre Garcia. Andre?
Thanks, Rob. It's chaos out here. High Counselor Superman and his One Earth forces are battling waves of giant insect-like sea creatures. The metahumans are holding their own, but the regular military is in disarray.
With Batman in custody, is there any sign of who's directing this attack?
No idea. Can't see enough from our vantage point.
Have the creatures breached the prison's defenses?
Doesn't look like it. So far, the fighting is focused on the prison's...
Seal appendage armor. Activate reactor.
You know, this is another thing I like about the story mode in this game, is that you don't play as every single character. Like, you don't need to. You know, it's not like, oh, here's a chapter where you play as Killer Frost, here's a chapter where you play as Harley Quinn, here's a chapter where you play as Hawkgirl. Like, it's just not necessary. They streamline it, and that's what I really like, and they... Some other games would feel the need to, like, just stretch it out as long as humanly possible. Here's another character that was just completely ruined by one actor because he was so good at it. Like, Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor is just the best. And anyone that isn't Clancy Brown, unless they're Steve Blum, can't even get close to Clancy Brown's Lex Luthor.
Damage assessment.
Reserve energy drain. Engaging solar recharge. Propulsion system offline.
How long?
Full restoration. 15 minutes.
Damn.
Humpty Dumpty fell through a truck. Humpty Dumpty's suit is all...
Love the color.
I like that. That's a great one.
is quite spiffy.
Unless you want Superman to succeed, step aside. Both of you.
You trying to beat Superman? Your bestest buddy?
A deception. Created so I could aid the insurgency.
Well then, how about we share? Be a doll, will you? Help Mr. Luthor out of my suit.
With pleasure, hun.
I don't think so.
You know, I'm gonna spoil the story a little bit here, but Lex Luthor's story is probably my favorite, just because at the end, when, you know, they're breaking Batman out of jail and no one's looking, Lex Luthor stole 40 cakes. That's as many as 4 10s, and that's terrible. That is like, I have this like recurring joke on my Facebook, where I'll start off a status and it'll be normal, and then it'll evolve into, and then when no one was looking, Lex Luthor stole 40 cakes. That's as many as 4 10s, and that's terrible. And it's like my favorite thing to do in the entire world. It's like rickrolling people, but with Lex Luthor stealing 40 cakes, which, by the way, is as many as 4 10s, and that's terrible. And I love whenever they reference that. I don't know if it's photoshopped or not, but there's one comic apparently where like Lex Luthor's on the phone with someone, and he's like, and they did what? 40? That's terrible. It's pretty great. I want to see a scene of Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor talking about 40 cakes. It just needs to happen. That's the only way that I will ever be content in my life, is if in a film Lex Luthor steals 40 cakes.
Do yourself a favor, Harleen. Stay away from him.
She can't quit. She's fired. Can't have your stink rubbing off on me.
What?
Oh, don't worry. There's a generous severance package.
Joker!
No, go save the world. I've got this. Ha!
You'll thank me for this later, Harleen.
No, actually, I think she'll probably thank you for it now. I was actually kidding before, obviously, when I said Lex Luthor is one of my favorites stories in this game. I actually really don't like the way that Lex controls, because, again, I'm a fan of the smaller, faster characters who don't deal as much damage, but their speed makes up for it. Lex Luthor is literally the exact polar opposite of that, because he's very slow and very big, and yeah, his attacks do some pretty good damage. It's just not the character I look for in a fighting game, and definitely not this fighting game specifically. There's much better characters in this game, in my opinion. That's when the Joker dies, right in that very moment that he gets a car thrown at him. I don't think any of his combos are exactly very entertaining either. Or fitting, where like you've got the Joker with his crowbar. Lex is just kind of like, yeah, put him in a power suit and then don't do anything else like interesting with him.
I hit because I care.
That just doesn't make sense. How can you possibly, like, even have that go in there? It doesn't make sense for that knife to be able to penetrate this suit. Alright, well, you had your fun, Joker. It's almost like he was fighting a guy in a giant mech suit.
Try to kill me? I'll slice that grin off of your face!
Harleen, no.
He was gonna... I can't believe I fell for him again.
He knew exactly which buttons to push. It's not your fault. It's what he does.
Continuing the theme of talking about actors who just fit into their roles really well. At first, I wasn't too keen on Tara Strong as Harley because Arlene Sorkin did such a good job, but I think Tara Strong's really made it like her own
guys,
now.
He's on our side. Turns out he wasn't.
Take care of him. Keep him locked up this time.
That'll be the least of it. These guys will keep causing trouble. Go get Superman.
So that took 3 hours from here? Did this fight go on for that long?
I got just the thing.
The only thing I know is gloves to punch people with and airplanes. Because I'm Hal Jordan. Walls, too, they're pretty great. But that's what I like about Hal Jordan, though. He's not very creative. You know, Jon Stewart, he was an architect, so his were more intricate, and like detailed. Kyle was an artist, so his are like very creative. So that's what I like about it. I don't remember what the fuck Guy Gardner's about. He just has a dumb bowl cut and then fucks off. I think Bill Burr should play Guy Gardner in a movie. That would be pretty great.
Your nth metal belt. Give it to me.
The source of my powers? Like hell.
I'm giving you a chance. End this without further bloodshed.
Too late.
You know who I'm really excited to see if they ever put in a fighting game? Mr. Mixia-Spitlick. I think he deserves to be on the roster of Injustice 2.
Overmatched.
Maybe Batmite? You know, that'd be pretty good. So who's that fighting in the background? I think that's Atom Smasher and someone else. And there's Orion. Even though I don't think he was ever part of the Justice League. That is Orion, right? And then there's, fuck, I can never remember his name. The one and the wife, they're both part of, like, Apocalypse and stuff. Is he Mr. Terrific? Did I get it wrong before? She's Big Barda, I think. It's Hawkman. Who the hell is that? I want to get on the other side of you, Hawk Girl. I want to see who this is. I don't know. That might be, that might, like, that could, like, supposedly be Stripes, maybe. Remember when Lex Luthor threw Uranus at Hawkgirl? Good times. Oh man, that's a good grab. I like that one a lot, actually. It's the dude. That's gonna bother me now for the rest of the day if I can't remember what that dude's name was. He's the escape artist. He was like really good at escaping places. I don't remember what his name was. Mr. Terrific was the guy, the black guy that was on the watchtower with all the orbs around him. Who the heck? I feel like it's Mr. Something. I don't know. I love that Superman, like, as soon as he went evil, he just started following trappings of, like, other just evil people. And was just like, yeah, get rid of all the other statues in the Hall of Justice. Make them all me.
Like I said, overmatched. Shield.
Since when are you with them?
Since the day Superman decided to herd us like sheep.
He only wants what's best for us.
We aren't his playthings. And he's no god.
I feel like it's gotta be like Mr. Wonderful or something. In fact, I think that is it. I might be just... I don't know. It's because it sounds really lame. But I think it might literally just be Mr. Wonderful. Wow, this is almost exactly like how a fight with Lex Luthor and Shazam would go. Grab him, you cunt.
Gotta love superpowers.
That's a good line. That is exactly something a kid would say. Whoa, that was like a wrestling move. I think it was nonsense that they needed to change Shazam's name from Captain Marvel. I'm pretty sure the DC Captain Marvel existed before the Marvel Captain Marvel. But I guess they just didn't feel like dealing with it. That's what I would assume anyway. But if I was DC, I'd be like, hey, why don't you give us, like, our characters back? Like, why don't you give us Thanos, since he's very clearly just a Darkseid ripoff? You know, give us Quicksilver, because he's just Flash. I don't know. It's silly. I will say Shazam maybe does sound a little bit better than Captain Marvel. But whatever. I'm going to skip ahead to the end of the fight. Captain Marvel, I need to make up my mind. What am I going to call him? Shazam was never a character I really cared about until the New 52, when they put like the Captain Marvel issues in the back of the Justice League issues. Like, those were so good. There's Stargirl. So maybe that is supposed to be Stripes. Also, the guy's name is Mr. Miracle. I looked it up. But yeah, they were really good, and the way that Jeff Johns described those Captain Marvel comics was just like the Goonies meets like magic, and that was all that I needed to hear. And those comics are so good, and if that's not what the movie's gonna be like, it's gonna be like, just don't even make it. Make it the Goonies, but the Goonies all turn into, you know, Supermen at the end and fight Black Adam. You know, if they fight Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
No good comes from hero worship.
I don't know, why would they have a statue of Orion in front of the Hall of Justice?
Status.
Internal circuitry 60% damaged. Flight mode is offline.
Again? What did I miss? The watchtower?
Affirmative.
Casualties?
All personnel safely evacuated. Superman was in the blast radius, but is unharmed.
Well then. May fortune favor the foolish.
Superman! Your time is over!
Wait, did we fight Superman now?
12 seconds.
I see him.
I don't remember this.
Maximum weapons range, 1,500 meters.
Why would you wait? Like, wait until he's right there.
5 seconds.
We're trying to blindside him. Why would you yell your position out? This was dumb. Lex Luthor's supposed to be the smartest guy on the fucking planet, and what he just did was extraordinarily dumb. Wow, your plan that you barely thought out backfired. How... Shocker.
I trusted you. You betrayed me.
You betrayed the...
Who betrayed whom?
I gave you peace.
Your peace. Your peace is a joke.
And I'm sure Shazam probably isn't too happy about that since he idolizes him. And is also just a kid.
The duplicates. They've incited insurrection.
We must suppress this filth. Willfulness leads to anarchy. It cannot be allowed to spread.
I made them safe. Shielded them. But are they grateful? Do they appreciate my protection? No. They whine, complain, side with those criminals. If they prefer chaos, I'll give it to them. Metropolis and Gotham, I'll flatten them. Set an example. Then, I'm finding the dimension these duplicates came from. They'll pay for interfering.
See, at this point, Superman's not even... His heart's not even in the right place anymore. He's just gone completely power hungry. Otherwise, why would he flatten the city that he... essentially is like one of the reasons why he did this in the first place.
Man's world is incapable of self-rule. We will preserve order.
No, no. There have to be limits. Even on us. Especially on us.
That's enough!
We can't do this. Have you gone nuts? Lois would never want it. Just...
Congratulations, Superman. You just killed a 10-year-old.
Anyone else? Cyborg, Raven, take control of all media broadcasts. I want everyone to see this. Wonder Woman, Hawkgirl, Adam, you're with me. Sinestro, prepare your ground forces. Lantern, Flash, get Doomsday ready.
Take him outside.
Grundy throw man in trash.
Grundy bury.